Alright, this is a follow-up to my original SDPC video. After recording, I just had a few extra thoughts that I sort of neglected to talk about. Alright, 244. Here, I failed to find the t-spin solution, and I go for a non-t-spin solution. I go for the solution 2 with the SJ, and then I fail. So let's show the actual solution. Oops. Okay, yep, that's the board state. And we have a queue of T and hold, JZISLO. I go for the ZJ thing on the right, but no, you should go for the SL thing. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, that solution is totally viable. It's actually solution 1. Alright, next note. Okay. Here I'm talking about these two solutions where you start with J and then you place Z and S, and then either of these two solutions work. I'd like to also add that it isn't necessary for you to start with J. You can do Z and then J. Right, say we have a Z. It is totally possible to J spin this in. Soft drop here, 180, counterclockwise. Yep. And then you can do the rest of the solution. And further, you can do it if J comes at the very, very end. Let's say, and then we have an L and then a J. Because you've skimmed away the very top. So yeah, it's also possible to do these two solutions if the J comes after the Z, or if the J comes at the very, very end. Yep, that's that note. MECTSD path. Alright, this is a cool one. You can do MECTSD after the first 2 bags of SDPC. So let's do it. Well, let's take this T-spin. So the path is this. I'll highlight Z right here. This OJ chip tooth thing. This I right here. And this SL thing right on the right. That is MECTSD V2. And it works off of SDPC. Z right here, J here, L and S, I, O, and then take the T-spin. Z right here. Yep. I will say that this O placement, quite awkward in many cases, but if you have a Z underneath, you can just soft drop it, right? So you will want to pay attention to that. Alright, and then let's say we want to end the MECTSD because we've received garbage. You just whatever, stack whatever, and then you have a clean 3 wide well to downstack. That is the MECTSD float path, and it works off of SDPC. And the main reason it works is because of this 3 wide gap right here. That is just fantastic. You don't have to do mech. You can do normal floats, freestyle floats, but yeah, you can do floats off of SDPC. It is actually, I unironically think it is good to know. Alright, let's discuss some macro stuff. In general, it is better to receive clean than receive messy, because clean is just much easier than messy to downstack. Consequently, it's preferable to time your TSS attacks so that they send and they don't get canceled. So what this means with respect to SDPC is that you want to rush through your first bag. You want to do this as fast as possible, and hopefully it doesn't get canceled. Hopefully that TSS doesn't get canceled by a TSD. Hopefully it sends. And then bag 2, you want to rush through it. And then before taking your TSD, you want to stop. You want to look at the opponent's board, and you want to time this TSD to cancel. So hopefully you've received nothing, and your TSD has canceled whatever the opponent has sent. That's not always viable, but yeah, you don't want this TSD to happen like a second before opponent sends, and then opponent ends up getting garbage on your board, and then you get your PC denied. You want to time this TSD to cancel, and you want to time the TSS to not cancel. There's not much you can do bag 1. You just go as fast as possible. I wouldn't recommend waiting bag 1. I would recommend waiting bag 2. For the TSS spam path, the one where it's TSS, 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 you want to speed through it, and if you do receive messy garbage, if your first TSS is canceled by a TSD, you'll probably want to abort that path and take one of the other paths. Yeah, that's just a little bit about macro. My opinions on clean versus messy. Because SDPC has multiple paths, you can change the path you're going for depending on the opponent's send pattern. Alright, next, freestyle continuations. Keep in mind the fact that you can mech off of this board. So you can always just take a float, take some freestyle float. You can take the mech path, you can take any other path, but it's good to know, right? You don't have to continue doing mech. You can just take the float and then do whatever. It's very clean. There's also an O right here, and then an overhang right here, and then you can take a TSD and then downstack. Finally, I'll just add that the PC path is still nice even if you've received garbage, because it's just inherently a clean downstack. Let's say we've received garbage somewhere. At some point in your SDPC, you've received garbage. What to do here? Let's see what to do. I believe you can still take the PC. Yeah. See, you take the PC, it doesn't send, but you can still continue because it's such a clean down stack. You can go into mid game and you're good. Okay. That's basically all I have to add to that original SDPC video. Just a little more about the PC paths, a little macro stuff, this mech TSD path, and some freestyle stuff. Okay. Yeah. And recording. Bye.